Okay, guys. Hey! So I'm in this car waiting. My husband he went into Target by himself because I said I'm sit in the car and try to find us some food, which I did. But as I was sitting here, I have been thinking a lot about the word capacity when it comes to my life and really trying to see and understand what all I have the capacity for. I feel like a big part of my life since becoming a mom has been one huge adjustment, one major transition after the next. It's been a lot, and recently my husband and I are going through a serious, super huge transition. And I'm just like, you know what? As I'm thinking about it and how it has actually been challenging for me, it's been challenging for him, I'm like, you know what? I have to really evaluate what all I have the capacity for. We talk about this overflow of love and having this overflow of, caring for people, and we take care of ourselves and we can take care of other people with the overflow. And I've said that a number of times. But then there's this thing of like overflow to mean like you are operating outside of your capacity. You are taking on more than you can handle. And so for me, I had to come to terms and say, you know what? I actually don't have the capacity for a lot of things in this season, and that is okay. Like, I have literally, with my therapist the other day, I was talking to her and I said, you know what? I have the capacity for 3 things, and that is it. I don't have the capacity for anything else. I don't have the capacity to do anything else. I don't have the capacity to even, honestly, hearing certain things. I was like, you know what? I actually don't have the capacity to handle hearing this very unfortunate situation, and I would prefer that you not tell me. I would prefer that this be a moment where you don't tell me what that situation is, the entirety of it, because I don't have the capacity for it. I'll definitely pray, because God can go where I can't go. Even when I don't know, he can give me the words to pray. I'll pray about it. And I don't have the capacity to handle that information. So people inviting me to do different things. I was recently invited to speak on a panel, and I said, you know what, in this season of transition, I am unable to commit to anything else for the remainder of this year. And, but please keep in touch, the whole thing. And I know this individual, and, she's a mom too. And she's like, girl, I commend you for just holding your ground and sticking to it. And I was like, yeah, I actually realized I don't have any other choice. Because saying yes to that thing is going to cause me to be outside of the capacity of what I can handle in this season. Not to say that, in another season, I can do all the things and hear all the information. But right now, I'm in such a season of really just holding on to my faith and strengthening my faith and being in a space of protecting my peace, my mindset. I'm realizing that I have to really be careful about how I extend myself emotionally, physically, mentally. And it's not selfish at all. It is being real and giving myself permission to stay in my lane and really operate in the space where I have the capacity to handle certain things. I want my family to be good. I want my child to be good. I want my husband to be good. I want my marriage to be good. I want my body and myself to be good. And honestly, that's where I have to operate in this season, right? I'm really just in this space of like, okay, understanding like where I can flow and really finding my flow and operating where I have the capacity to thrive and not trying to keep up with what I see everyone else doing, right? What it is easy to see someone else who, like, say I'm a mom, I'm married, we've been married for 7 years and I have a child and everything, to see another mom who's been married and has a child, to say, oh man, she's doing all that, so maybe I can do it too. Because I fell into that when I was pregnant with Dream. I was still doing hair, and there was this girl who I loved her, and I know her, we're not as close anymore, but when I was in the industry, she was pregnant with her second child, and she was killing it. She was taking 10 clients a day, working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I mean, doing all the things, and she was just thriving and all this stuff. And I was like, all right, you know what? Listen, this is my first. I don't even have a little kid baby in the background calling for me. I can keep up. I can do it. Like, literally, this is how I felt. And then I started to feel like, oh man, like, what's wrong with me? Because I'm not able to do it like she did it. I'm not able to do as much as she did. I'm not able to, I shut down when I was pregnant with Dream. Like, when I was still like running my business, I remember like 2 months before I had her, I was like, oh, this is it. Like, I'm not going up until I'm giving birth doing hair. Like, I'm taking this time to rest. Like, I'm not doing it. So I'm realizing now that that same mentality of, you can't look at what other people are doing and assume that because they did it, I can do it. I know that's a thing. Like, if I can do it, you can do it too. And that, I get the idea behind it, and I get the essence of what they're trying to say. But at the end of the day, it's okay to say, like, girl, I'm so hyped that you're able to do that, but I know myself and I know what I'm able to do, and that's not going to work for me in the season. And being okay with that, you know, being okay with saying, hey, I can't, you know, keep up with the Joneses of social media, the moms and the mompreneurs and all the things. Like, this is my lane and this is what I have the capacity for, and being okay with that. I'm just now starting to be okay with that. I'm just now starting to be okay with the capacity that God has given me and what I can handle in this season, and being okay saying no to the things that do not fit. And really, it's like overflow versus overwhelm, right? Like, and this will really be a space of overwhelm, saying yes to all the things that are coming my way. I just want to encourage anybody else who's been feeling this sense of like, man, I see all these other people, they're able to do all these different things, especially in that space as a mom. They're able to do all these things. Oh my gosh, like, do this, and she's able to do that, and she got a whole business, and I should be able to do it too. If that's not what you have the capacity for in this season, that is okay. Like, that is okay. We're all different. We're all on a different journey. Like, we gotta really give ourselves the space and the permission to operate and thrive and flourish in our lane, you know? So that's all I had to say. Like, I was just really encouraged just talking to my therapist. It was a crazy session because I had a lot going on. It was crazy. But I was like, you know what? I'm just realizing that I only have the capacity for these 3 things. So I listed out the 3 things. And she was like, listen, like, okay. And that's what you do. Because at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you and your family. You pray about it. You talk to God about it. And you let him lead and direct you. And you will find, honestly, y'all, that there are things that you're doing, things that you're trying to do, things that you're trying to add in, add on. When you really start to seek God about it, you realize, like, wow, I actually don't need to do that. I actually can say no. Wow. Okay. I'll be okay. You know, like, oh my gosh, it's just been so many blessings for me being in this space that I'm in right now. And I'm just now starting to understand, like, okay, God, I get it. I understand. I'm here. All right. You have me here. We're going to be here, you know? And, yeah, I just want you to be encouraged. Like, just be encouraged. Like, just one last thing I'm going to say. Well, like, my daughter right now, she is doing swim classes and she loves it. Right. But we went to a recital, a dance recital a little while ago. And, you know, Dream was so excited. She was trying to dance with the kids. She was like in the aisle dancing. She's trying to run up to the steps. I'm like, okay, girl, oh Lord, come over here. It was like a real deal recital. It was like, it was packed. And so at the end, I saw some girls that were in the play and they were just super, super nice. And I was saying how well they did. And they were like, oh my gosh, you got to sign Dream up. Like, all the little girls love it. And she's the perfect age. And da-da-da. And I feel like the old me would have been like, oh yeah, all right, I got to do this. I got to be a dance mom. Like, I got to sign my baby up. His baby can come back. But I was like, you know what? When I got home, and even as I was driving home, I was like, no, I don't have the capacity for that. I got the capacity for one activity, and that is swimming in this season. And, you know, maybe dance will come. Maybe one day down the line it'll come.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were FaceTiming.
No, but right now this season, as for me and my house, we got the capacity for one activity, and I'm comfortable with that. So check yourself, seek God about it, and just operate where the capacity is. Like, know your capacity and be okay with saying, I just don't have the capacity to handle that in this season. That's a no for me, and it's okay. Love y'all, and I'll catch you in the next video.